Hi friends, evolving guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for following along with our collection journey. So today we are doing one of our Master Set Challenge release videos where we opened some packs the other day on the channel, and now today I'm going to walk through what we pulled in those packs so that we have a sense of how this new set is performing, what our experience is, and how it might square up with what you're seeing on other channels, or just this is maybe for your information as you open this new set, Prismatic Evolution. So today we're going to talk about what we pulled in our first 14 packs. I know that's not a lot of packs, but this also kind of serves as a set introduction video. So Prismatic Evolutions is the new Pokemon set. It released on January 17th, 2025. It is not a main series set or a full set, so it's kind of a specialty set or a half set. Sometimes people think of it as. So it's not as large generally as a regular set, although sometimes it's hard to tell the difference because this is a pretty large set. And actually the next set, Journey Together, that's coming out is a bit smaller set. So in some ways it's hard to judge just based on set size. One way, though, it is different is that the items that are available are different. So with a main series set, you have the full array of products, including the booster box, which is 36 packs, a booster bundle, which is 6 packs, and then you have individually sleeved booster packs, and then a variety of collection boxes and other products. And so with a specialty set or a half set like Prismatic Evolutions, there's no such thing as a Prismatic Evolutions booster box. So you can't just buy 36 packs packaged in that way. If you see any product that's claiming to be that, that doesn't exist. Sometimes people like to make their own quote unquote booster boxes by assembling 36 packs together. We've done that in this channel for certain sets, but they don't actually sell 36 sealed packs together in a booster box. And they also don't sell individually sleeved booster packs for this set, which makes it more challenging, especially for a set that's in high demand like this, because you can't rely on those products. And those are often the best ways, especially booster boxes, generally speaking, are the best ways as far as value goes. You get a best price per pack. And so anyway, on January 17th, the items that you see on the screen are the ones that release. So this set is going to release over time. There's going to be more products coming in early February and then in mid-February. And so there's going to continually be wave after wave of new products with Prismatic Evolutions packs inside. But that's the only way you can get this set is to buy these other products or these Prismatic Evolutions products, which have packs inside. These only have Prismatic Evolution packs inside. You're not going to find Prismatic Evolutions packs in other products that aren't exclusive Prismatic Evolutions products. And so on January 17th, we have, you can see here in the screen, in the middle is the Elite Trainer box. That's kind of the centerpiece item. It has 9 packs inside. You also see the binder collection on the left-hand side that has 5 packs. It also includes a binder, so it's a little bit more expensive as an MSRP. Again, MSRP kind of doesn't really matter much in this case because in some ways, because the market price on these is so high. And so, I mean, it does matter if you're lucky enough to get something at MSRP, but the price, it's kind of at this point, it's almost a figment of my imagination, or it's a fiction, the idea that there is an MSRP for these. But the binder, in regular time, the binder collection is a little more expensive because it has the binder inside, which is a cool binder if you want a binder. On the other hand, it's not maybe the best product when it comes to pack per value or value per pack because it has 5 packs, but you're paying also for the binder inside. So unless you want the binder or have a use for it, then it's probably not the best product. But at this point, any Prismatic Evolutions product that you can find on the shelves is worth picking up because it's so hard to find product right now. You also have the poster collection there on the right-hand side. That has 3 packs and a poster that retails for around $15. So that's a decent value on a price per pack basis. And then across the bottom, you have the 3 variants of the 3-pack blister. All of them have 3 packs inside and different promo cards, the Sylveon, the Glaceon, and the Leafeon. Those have 3 packs, and I think they're around, again, $13 or $14, maybe $15. And the ETB is, I think, 50, is it 40, $54.99 or $49.99, kind of in that range. Again, if you're able to catch it at MSRP. So these are the packs, the products that released on the 17th. So that's what's available now. At least theoretically, it's really difficult to get your hands on this. I talked about that in our other opening videos. As far as the set itself, it's a really unique set. It is. We have not seen something like this, certainly in my time collecting Pokemon cards, and maybe going back even further than that. So the set itself, the base set, has 180 cards. You can see here on the screen. There are 46 common cards, 33 uncommon cards, 21 regular rares. which is a lot of regular rares, a lot more than typical. And again, keeping in mind that this is a small set or a half set or a specialty set. So, at least theoretically, this is a smaller set, but it does have fewer commons and uncommons than maybe a typical set, but it has probably more regular rares than even a main series set. It also has a lot more double rares, 25 double rares. And what's interesting is there are no illustration rares in this set. So instead, there are ultra rares and then the 32 special illustration rares. And so 12 ultra rares, which is typical, maybe that's pretty average for a set. But then where this set is really kind of coveted is that there are 32 illustration rares. Many of the evolutions are in here, but that's a lot of illustration rares, even for a main series set, let alone a specialty set. There are 5 hyper rares, which are the gold cards, and then 6 A-Spec cards. Again, those are more kind of interesting to some players related to the traded card game. So that's kind of what the set looks like, just an outline of the main series set. What really makes this set different and unique is the way in which they've added the variants of reverse holo cards. And so we would expect in any regular set or specialty set that a lot of the cards, especially the commons and uncommons, they have reverse holo variants, right? So you get the regular card that does not have the shiny holo foil pattern, and then you get the reverse holo. But in this set, they still have those. But in this set, they've added also Pokeball reverses, which you can see here. I've grabbed images. You can see the Umbreon in the middle. It has that Pokeball kind of in the center of the Pokeball of the reverse holo pattern. And then you can see they also have, for not all the cards, actually the trainer cards do not have this, but many of the other commons and uncommons do. They also have what's called a Master Ball reverse, which is a similar, like you can see kind of the Pokeball outline. But if you can make it out there, it has a small M at the top and a little bit different kind of patterning on the Pokeball. So for many of the cards in this set, there are actually 4 variants of that card. There's the regular card, there's the regular reverse holo card, then there's the Pokeball reverse holo card, and then there's the Master Ball reverse holo card. And so if you add in, you can see here that there's 100 regular reverses. So there's 100 cards that have a regular reverse variant. And those 100 cards also have the Pokeball reverse variant. Now, not all those same cards have a Master Ball reverse. Only 67 of those 100 cards has that variant. But if you add in all these extra cards, it goes from a 180 card set to a 447 card set, at least by my count. So you've got the 180 cards in the regular set, and you've got the 100 regular reverses. And that's what we would expect in maybe a typical set. But then this set is unique, and it has the Pokeball reverses, which are new, and the Master Ball reverses, which are new. And so you add those in, and you have a really large set. And we'll talk about pull rates in a second. But at least as far as I'm concerned, I mean, of course, if I have Master Balls, if I pull them or can get them for a reasonable price, I mean, I'll probably pick them up. I'm happy to open them, of course. But I don't know. I think a purist would say it's not a complete master set unless you have all 447 cards. I think the likelihood of many people doing that is pretty rare, and even for us, pretty remote. And even for us, even over a long period of time, I think some of these Master Ball reverses already are pretty expensive. And so it just adds a whole nother layer, not to mention that there's the 32 special illustration rares to chase in this set. So it's going to be a really hard set to master, maybe almost impossible, unless you're like a high volume collector, or unless unless this is your full-time gig or you're a local game store or something. I mean, it's really hard to imagine mastering this set. I think for my purposes, I'm going to go for the regular cards. I'm going to go for the regular reverses. The Pokeball reverses we'll kind of see. They're a little easier to pull, as you'll see in a second here. So I don't know. And I think they're not going to be quite as expensive because they're a little bit easier to pull. And so we'll see. Maybe I would, at the very most, I'll probably try to get the Pokeball complete set. But the Master Ball set, I think, is going to be probably unattainable, and it might not be worth chasing. So we'll see. So anyway, for today's video, that's kind of our introduction to the set. And for today's video, if you look back, we opened these 2 products in previous videos that are on the channel. We opened the binder collection, which was 5 packs, and we opened the ETB, which is 9 packs. So you add that up, you've got 14 packs. So I know that's a very, very small sample size, but I think, my rationale is we're just sharing our experience for one thing. And also, most of you are probably small-time collectors. Like, you're not a local game store. You're not going to be opening hundreds of packs. Even if you could find, that's the trick. You can't even find hundreds of these packs unless you're probably a local game store or have some sort of insider connection or are like a mega YouTube sensation. And so it's really difficult to get your hands on these at all. So most of us are probably going to be opening a few packs at a time. And so this video is maybe going to put in some context, like what we might expect or what's reasonable to expect. I think sometimes, and I can be guilty of this too, where you're looking on Twitter and you see like, maybe threads of pulls or something, and you see someone, you see all the hits basically, and you can be like, oh wow, maybe this set is really easy to get pulls. And I don't know, I think, well, it's actually, I don't think, on one hand, it's going to be harder than previous sets for certain reasons, and I think it's also maybe going to be not as bad as some people have said. So we're going to talk through that in a second. So anyway, for us, we opened 14 packs on the channel. You can see we got 10 hits, but I put a question mark here because one big question for the set is going to be, do you count Pokeball reverses and Master Ball reverses as hits? Now, if you count those as hits, I think it's probably going to make the opening experience feel a lot better because, again, it's kind of like with past sets where you had a trainer gallery or something like that. Just getting a hit in that reverse hollow slot is kind of nice. And I would personally consider them hits because they're not guaranteed in every pack. And so I think, if it's a specialty card that's not guaranteed in every pack, in my opinion, I think you can count it as a hit. It also is just going to make the pack opening experience better. You can see here that we had 4, I guess, traditional hits, and we pulled 5 of the Pokeball reverses in our 14 packs. And you can see that it's kind of hard to make out in this picture, but the Lopunny up on the upper right-hand corner, that's a Master Ball. So we did pull 1 Master Ball reverse in our 14 packs, and we're going to talk more about that in just a second. So this breaks down the hits by rarity. So you can see here, we got 1 double rare out of the 14 packs. We got 0 A-Spec cards. We got 2 ultra rares, no special illustration rares, 1 hyper rare. And then, as I just said, we got 5 of the Pokeball reverses, and we got 1 of the Master Ball reverses. So that, again, depending on how you count those reverses, we got maybe 4 hits if you don't count them. If you count them, then we got 10 hits. If you count the Master Ball as a hit, but not the other reverse Pokeballs, then we would have 5 hits out of 14 packs. So you can be the judge, but again, I think I'm going to call any specialty reverse, whether the Pokeball or the Master Ball, I'm going to call that a hit. So after 14 packs, we are master set builders on this channel. I want to try, like I said, I talked earlier about how I don't think Master Balls, are going to probably be part of my master set chase. But anyway, we'll still break it down like we do on the channel. So you can see here that after just 14 packs, we pulled 36 of the 46 commons in the set, which is pretty strong. We're almost at 80% there. We pulled almost all of the uncommons, and most of those are trainer cards. And so we did pretty well. We're only missing 6 uncommon cards. So again, over 80% after just 14 packs when it comes to working towards our master set. You can see here the regular rares, there's a lot of them in this set. We did pull 9, which is a pretty strong number. But again, because there's so many, we're still not quite halfway there. The double rares is kind of a little bit head scratching, and we'll have to see if this changes over time. Our previous experience would say we would expect a double rare about 1 every 6 packs. So to open 14 packs and only pull 1 is a little surprising. I would have expected 2 and maybe even 3 out of 14 packs. Again, with such a small sample size, it could be just a little bit of random variation there. But only 1 double rare so far, so we've got a long way to go on that. Again, there are no illustration rares up on the upper right-hand column here. There are no illustration rares in the set. Ultra rares, we did pretty well. We pulled 2 of the 12, so we're already almost 20% of the way there. Again, no special illustration rares, and that's really going to be the trick here is that from what I've seen, and we'll talk about this in one second, like pull rates are not necessarily any harder than past sets, but because there's so many SARs, I think, mastering this set is going to be pretty challenging, and we'll talk more about that in just one second. Hyper rares, again, we were pretty lucky here. We pulled a hyper rare in our very first or maybe second pack, which is, and hyper rares are actually, as far as rarity goes, hyper rares are the most difficult card to pull. And so the fact that we've already pulled 1, I'm not going to expect any more probably for a long time. And unfortunately, we didn't pull the Pikachu. That's the most valuable one. But still, we pulled 1, which is pretty cool. So we're already 1/5 of the way there. No A-Specs. And then again, out of our 14 packs, we pulled 20 of the 100 of the regular reverse holo cards, which is 20%. Again, some progress there. As you saw, we pulled 5 of the 100 Pokeballs. And so, that gets us started on that journey of collecting those. And again, we did pull 1 Master Ball, which is cool. I'm going to kind of see any Master Ball we pull as just sort of bonus or gravy. We pulled 1 of the 67. The one we pulled is not particularly valuable. I have looked online. I think, of course, prices are going to be pretty volatile in these early weeks after the set release. But in our experience, the Master Ball and looking, the Master Ball reverse, the Master Ball for Umbreon, for example, I think is like $400. So like some of the Master Balls are very expensive. Many of the Master Balls are in double digit pricing, $20, $40, $60, $80. But also I think many of them are already kind of in the 10 or even less range. So Master Balls, I think it's going to vary it's going to vary a lot. I think prices will come down. It does seem like though some of the master balls are going to be like chase cards, especially if they're relatively rare. If you're only pulling a master ball, let's say in every 20 packs, and if there's 67 of them, then your chances of pulling any one particular master ball is like really remote. And so again, I think it's going to make any particular master ball card like relatively rare. And it's going to drive up the value of those more coveted, like the Evolutions ones. So I did want to show a screen. Again, we're only talking about what we found in 14 packs. And so, other channels, including TCG Player, actually the website, they put out these pull rates. And you can see here, again, some of this actually tracks pretty closely with past experience, that the hyper rares are actually the hardest to pull, one in about every 200 packs, which is kind of crazy that it's so rare. They're not necessarily the most valuable cards. They're not actually the most valuable cards in sets, but they are actually hardest to pull. So we're kind of thankful we pulled one, even if it's not one of the more valuable ones. The SIRs are really what people are chasing. You can see here the Umbreon, for example, is the chase card. I mean, last I checked, that's, at early days here, but that's going for like $1,500. You can see that the chances of pulling, it's actually pretty good. Like pulling any SIR is 1 in 45. That's a little bit lower than I might expect, or higher depending on how you look at it. In our experience with past main series sets, you would expect an SIR about 1 every 2 booster boxes, so 1 about every 70 or 80 packs. And so the fact that this maybe is half that is pretty good. But again, keeping in mind there's 32 SIRs in this set, so that the chances, as it says here, to pull any particular one is about 1 in 1,500 packs. And again, with how hard packs are to find and how expensive they are to buy right now, I mean, again, most of us are going to not even like come anywhere near approaching that number of packs. So we're probably going to be, again, this set is going to be available for a long period of time. And so, just be patient and catch it when you can. And then also, I just think, of course, if you're chasing a master set like we are, there's just going to be a certain point where you're just going to need to invest in the singles. And again, the problem with this set is that many of those SIRs are going to remain really expensive, even if the prices come down some. So it's going to be pretty hard, I think, to master this set, both, for functions of time and product availability and money. The Master Ball, you can see here, they're saying 1 in every 20 packs. We pulled 1 in our 14 packs. We'll see as we add more packs to our tally. We're going to open more on the channel as we have it. I have some available now. We're going to open some next week. I have some stuff I didn't open in my first videos, but then as we're able to get our hands on product, I'll do my best and we'll add to that. And so we'll see kind of if that holds. But, if that's roughly 1 in every 20 packs for a Master Ball, again, because there are so many, the chances of any specific master ball are still, as it says here, about 1 in every 1,400 packs. So we'll see how that goes with us. Again, I'm not going to chase a master ball master set. That seems unlikely and out of reach financially for us here on our channel. But, if we pull any, they'll be considered kind of bonus. And then ultra rares, again, this is very typical or very similar to past sets, around 1 in every, this says 13 packs. Our experience would be 1 in around every 12 packs. Same with A-Specs, I would expect 1 to 2 per booster box. And so that's roughly 1 every like 16 to 20 packs. And then this is saying that just any Pokeball Holo, just the regular reverse, the special Pokeball Holo, is 1 in every 3 packs. And that sort of jives. We pulled 5 in 14 packs. So that's roughly where we are so far. So I wanted to just show, those are the pull rates from TCG Player based on probably thousands of packs. We're not going to open thousands of packs. That'd be great. Even if we could get our hands on them, we can't afford that, right? But just wanted to share our experience in case it's helpful. So just kind of to sum up, I'll show you kind of, this is where we are so far. We know this is going to change a lot as we have more packs. And I'm looking forward to updating this grid. And we're going to, like I said, I have some more packs in hand that we're going to open on the channel. And then, once those packs are exhausted, just like everybody else, I've been out hunting, since the set released. It did seem like my local Walmart, just based on the tags on the shelves, that they may have restocked Prismatic, but of course it was all gone. I think this is the kind of set where unless you're there, like basically as they're restocking, it's going to be pretty hard to get your hands on it. And I have some LGSs in my area that have it in stock, but they're charging market prices. And so it's just a question of, I basically, do you try your luck at Target and Walmart and just keep checking and hope to get lucky? Or do you pay 2 or 3 times MSRP for product at your local game store? Pokemon is aware of this. It seems like they are, but if they're watching, which I assume they're not, but if they're watching, that's kind of the situation a local collector is in. Like we have to hustle and get lucky at our local kind of MSRP style stores, the big box stores. And I've been trying to look for out of the way stores. There's a lot of places I talked on a previous video, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Meijer, Fred Meyer, even Ace Hardware. There are places, out of the way places that stock Pokemon cards. I'm checking all those, and I'll just keep checking them as much as I'm able, and just hope to get lucky. But there's lots of us that want to open more Prismatic, but we don't want to pay 2 or 3 times MSRP for the products, and so right now we're kind of stuck, just hoping to get lucky at a local store. So anyway, last chart here, you can see here, so far, double rare only one, a little surprising. I would expect a pull rate of double rare more like 1 in 6 packs. We have so far 1 in 14. We're going to add more packs to that and see if that comes down. I suspect that it will. Have not pulled any ace specs so far, so we're still waiting on our first one. Again, we'd expect one of those about every 16 to 20 packs, so hopefully pretty soon here. Ultra rares, we're doing pretty well. 2 out of 14 packs was actually a little ahead of what I would expect. Special illustration rares, again, also like the data, is insufficient data here because we have not pulled any yet. We'll see if we pull any. I mean, you wouldn't expect one in every about 2 booster boxes. And because we have to, again, rely on these other products, even in our channel like ours, we try to open as much as we can, but I don't even know if I can get my hands on that many Prismatic Evolutions products, let alone afford to buy them. And so the fact even, I don't know, we'll see how many packs we end up opening as part of our master set challenge for this set. Hyper rares, again, we're way ahead of the curve here. We already pulled one. I would expect, again, we would expect one in about 200 packs. And so that's like, we're super lucky there. We'll see if we end up having more hyper rare luck. And then, as I've already discussed, the Poké verse, we're right on target with what TCG Player is saying. We've pulled 5. That works out to about 1 in 3 packs over 14 packs. And then Master Ball, again, we're a little bit ahead of the curve, but we would kind of expect with 14 packs, like around 1, which is what we have so far. So I'm excited to update this to open more. Again, we have more scheduled. I have more stuff in hand that we're going to open, but I'd love to hear your experience with this set. As I've already said, it's hard to get your hands on. I think, I got what I could on opening day, and I feel lucky that I got any product at all. And at this point, I'm resisting overpaying for it at my local game store. And I'm hoping just to get lucky, and we'll see how long I can be patient, because it will be frustrating if weeks go by and I keep missing it at Target and Walmart, and it keeps getting bought out immediately by people either who are collectors who really just are taking advantage. They were the lucky ones and they got to be there and snatch up what was there, or maybe it's scalpers who are turning around and trying to sell it. I haven't seen any pop up in Facebook Marketplace in my area. I have seen a Blooming Waters collection go up for $115, so they must have restocked. I've missed those too. I don't check Costco as often for cards, so I may have missed the Blooming Waters, and I don't need to open it. I mean, 151 is fun to open, but I'm not going to go out of my way to fight the crowds and just try to be lucky. But apparently maybe they got restocked. And so anyway, I'm going to keep my eye on the secondary market locally on Facebook just to see if people maybe are flipping it. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe people really are just buying it to open or to hold. But in any case, we have a little bit more we're going to open on the channel. Please check back on the channel, and I'd love to hear your experience. I hope this information is helpful as you think about opening Prismatic. Have you opened it? What are your hit rates so far? Again, we know these hit rates are going to change. So we'll keep updating this. I'd like to actually update this video maybe a few more times as we open more on the channel. So thanks for following our channel, and we'll have a new video coming soon.